hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight.
Hi my loves, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm leeoralexandra. Today it's time to record another podcast. If you're new to this channel and you don't know a little bit about my podcast and about the Patreon and everything that I do offer a podcast and extra content on my Patreon for as little as $2 a month. You get access to all my previous podcasts and 2 new ones every month. We have guided meditations, we have affirmations over there, we have the full version of all of this video of how to recognize your soulmate, and of past videos as well. I go into detail in these podcasts. So if you want to support the channel, go over there for $2 a month and get all my podcasts. I'm really cozy today because it's girls' night. I wanted to do this video before heading out. Let's get right into this. So we took another poll for the topic of this podcast, and the #1 request was how to recognize your soulmate. So I want to start talking about that. I want to explain first what a soulmate is. We all have a basic idea of what it is, someone who's meant for us in every shape, way, or form, someone who fits us like a puzzle, who completes us. A soulmate relationship should be healthy. You depend on each other, but you are also individuals that are capable of anything apart as well, and that you don't fall apart without your soulmate. You miss them like crazy and you want them in your life, but you don't fall apart without them. All soulmate relationships are very spiritual in nature. When you meet your soulmate, it's almost difficult to question whether there is magic in the world or not. When you are with your soulmate, you just know that there is. Your soulmate is a much more physical connection that exists first and foremost on Earth, but could also exist on the astral plane and in your past lives. A twin flame is forever, while a soulmate could come in and out of your lives at different times. There are actually different types of soulmates. There's companion soulmates, karmic soulmates, past life soulmates, healing soulmates, and twin flames also fall under this category of soulmates. Because there are more than one category of soulmates, it's likely that you can have more than one soulmate in your life. It's not just one person forever. So companion soulmates are relationships that are the most harmonious and calm and peaceful. They're not nearly as intense as twin flames, but they're so important because having a companion soulmate means that you've found a partner for life. A partner that will always support you. You and your companion soulmate will achieve great things together in life. This is the kind of relationship that you improve from, but it's also the kind of relationship that you want to go into already doing pretty well, feeling good. The second type of soulmate is karmic soulmates. These relationships originate from past lives and they surround unfinished business. Because of these loose ends, there's a need for these karmic soulmates to reconnect. And once you and your karmic soulmate do reconnect, it will feel like you've suddenly remembered something that you've been trying to remember your entire life. An example of karmic soulmates, a good one, is my past life regression therapist and her boyfriend. She is a 72-year-old woman. He is a man in his early 30s, but they are undeniably soulmates. Thanks to taking some trips into her past lives and into his, and thanks to excursions into collective memory, she has theorized that her boyfriend killed her in a past life, or she also saw that he killed her in a past life. Their relationship is karmic in nature because he is repaying a debt of sorts. The karmic soulmates experience a lot of drama in the relationship. There's a constant power struggle. When things are good, however, they're absolutely fantastic, to the point where you forget the bad until the next issue arises. Though the relationship might be difficult, these two people are still meant to be together. For this life, at least. The ultimate reason why we have karmic soulmates is to learn more about ourselves. As we transcend in consciousness, life after life, on our way to returning to source. Because of this, don't stay away from your karmic soulmate. It is important for your growth to have this relationship. Past life soulmates are actually very similar to karmic soulmates, but they are much less intense and much less dramatic. Past life soulmates are people that you have traveled through several lifetimes. Rather than having hurt one another in a past life, or even having been romantically involved in a past life, it's possible that this person was someone very close to you in another way. For example, a family member, a teacher, a best friend. These kind of relationships usually in the past were not romantic. Now, these relationships will feel very easy and you won't actually fight much. If you do fight, it always helps you to improve the relationship. You learn from the arguments or disagreements. In this relationship, you'll be accepted for who you are, and you'll find it very easy to accept who the other person really is. You'll feel more comfortable and confident with them, even if your past experiences with relationships have been bad. These relationships are carefree in nature, but they also shape us. They teach us about trust and believing both in ourselves and another person and in love. Then there are healing soulmates. These are very important relationships. These relationships are most often friendly, but can also be romantic. These people will be a lot like you. They will, in a way, mirror who you are, thereby helping you learn life lessons that will help you clear blocks and resistances from your past. Clear past trauma or anything that's holding you back from growing, from learning. Now, for what everyone wants to know, how do we know for sure that this person in our life is our soulmate? Or how do we prepare to know for the future when we meet somebody? We don't want to stay in a bad relationship because we've convinced that we're with our karmic soulmate. I had this friend who stayed with a guy that made her miserable. She would say that she wants to stay with him because she feels that is her luck. She feels that she's earned this luck and this is her life path. She believed that it was her karmic soulmate, but it really wasn't. So we want to make sure that we're not staying in bad relationships because we think that they fall under one of these categories. We also don't want to settle for a lukewarm relationship because we believe it might be our companion soulmate. We have to know for sure. So, how are we going to figure this out? First of all, there are specific times in your life where these people are more likely to come into your existence. You will only meet your twin flame in extremely high emotional times in your life, or at points in your life when you're very in tune spiritually with the cosmos, with the universe. Because these relationships are so intense, they require intense surroundings and circumstances to bring them together, to bring them about. You will meet either your companion or past life soulmate when you are totally at peace with yourself. When you've gotten to a stage in your life where you accept and love yourself, where you allow yourself to be fully you in any situation, where you take the mask off, where the ego subsides and you just become okay with being you, you'll be ready and open to receiving these soulmates, these types of people in your life. Your karmic soulmate, a lot like your twin flame, will come at times of intense emotion. It will be very obvious because you will feel the same type of feeling, the same types of emotions together all the time. Unlike twin flames, however, your karmic soulmate will come to you at difficult times in your life when you need help making decisions or when you need a little push to grow in a certain way. They will be there at the times when you have to make hard choices. Remember that your karmic soulmates are the people that push you into the dark so that you can get through it and reach the light. When you are in a good place, but feeling like you need somebody to enjoy or experience that good space, that good place in your life with you, you will be open to receiving your healing soulmate. When this person shows up, the relationship will escalate to a very close friendship really fast. There will also be signs and synchronicities that indicate to you whether someone is your soulmate or not. If you've seen my love-themed Manifestation Monday video, one of the stories was of this guy who asked the universe for a sign to see if the guy that he met was the guy that he had asked for and was the one that he was meant to be with. He asked specifically to see a snail. That day, his friend showed him a picture of a snail that she had taken earlier. That's a clear sign. However, you don't even have to ask for signs to receive them necessarily. And if you're new to discovering how to follow and identify signs, I also have a video about that. I will link that up here and in the description below. For every single soulmate and twin flame relationship, you will consciously feel something powerful drawing you to this person or drawing you to think of them. You're not going to look past your soulmate or not notice them. That's just not going to happen. Your every cell will recognize their existence at some level. The more in tune you are with yourself, the universe, the cosmos, the ecosystem, with nature and spirituality and other people, the easier it will be for you to notice these people in these relationships, to notice the signs that this is that person for you. People who are super clouded by modern life, by rational thought, and by mundane living will have a very difficult time noticing and even accepting their soulmate. There are some evident signs that someone is your soulmate. For example, you'll have a lot of flashbacks or deja vu that include this person or around this person. When you're with them, you will notice that whether things are good or bad, you just get each other. You sort of click on a deep level. You will also notice that with this person, their flaws won't bother you. You know how sometimes people's flaws just get on our nerves so much, even if it's your good friend or boyfriend, girlfriend, brother, sister, whatever. With a soulmate, you either won't notice their flaws or you'll fall in love with them easily. For some people, signs like these will be less evident. A lot of knowing whether someone is one of these soulmates types is to check in with your emotions and your vibes. You guys are at an advantage right now because you're hearing this information. Did any of these descriptions make you think of someone in your life? That's an automatic sign that you might want to look at this relationship a little bit deeper. Don't force that association. It should come to you very naturally. If no one comes up, now that you know this information, you are more open to receiving your soulmate experience in your life. You will be more aware of it when it happens, and you will know how to act accordingly. You know that every relationship happens for you, for some specific reason, and that reason will reveal itself eventually down the line. I want to mention that not all of these relationships last entire lifetimes. Some come into your life for you to transcend or to learn a lesson or grow or all of the above. Once that lesson is learned, sometimes holding on to that relationship will cause issues or cause it to get stale or dramatic. Therefore, be very aware of all your relationships. Make sure you're there for people, that you're present, but that you aren't forcing anything. Okay, it looks very weird in the background. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, guys, that's it for how to recognize your soulmate. If you want to hear the full version, make sure you go to patreon.com/leeoralexandra. I'm sure you'll like it. Hit the comments below and tell me what you thought about this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. And also, I want to know if anybody out there has had an experience with one of these relationships, or is having one, or is going through one. I would really love to hear your stories. So my next video, as always, I love you so much. Keep your vibrations way, way, way up. Bye.
Karma's a bitch.